Well, hello, it's me again. Um, Thought I would start, with some shorter videos. I haven't been keeping up on vlogging because, I've been kind of discouraged and whatnot over the past year or so. But anyway, we'll start a little bit fresh. Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm 50 years old. I've been morbidly obese my entire life. Um, starting um, Starting around May of last year, I decided to really start caring for myself and start the process of, losing weight and getting the weight loss surgery. I'm going to get the duodenal switch. I can't pronounce it, but basically it's the gastric sleeve and then like a typical bariatric Roux-en-Y or whatever it is. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'll talk more about it later in my videos coming up. But anyway, so I started, like I said, started in like May of last year. Started really, really focusing on myself and caring for myself, and start, start taming the beast, if you will. At that time, I didn't know what I weighed, but I knew I was. I wish I kind of weighed myself. I wish I was brave enough to find out. But I was close to 600 pounds, which is not good. So I could have been on 600-pound life. A couple interesting things that I've adapted to that would have been embarrassing to have on national TV. But anyway, at least I would have got paid, right? Anyway, so starting in May of last year, I saw an ad for this product called Keto Chow, and I saw a couple videos of this guy who did 100 days of Keto Chow. And so my initial thing was to try to do that too, but it was just too hardcore for me. But anyway, let me step back. So anyway, let me step back a little bit further. In November in 2021, I started the exploration of gastric bypass surgery. Started calling around to get appointments with surgeons, but during COVID, it's impossible to do that stuff. So I left a ton of messages, never heard back from anybody, and I finally got a call back in May of last year. So this is what kicked this off for me. So I was like, what the hell? I started the bariatric surgery process 2 times before. I got really close the first time, didn't meet the weight goal they wanted. They wanted me to be below 400 pounds. I got to 402 and I couldn't break it. I felt like a failure and I just quit the whole process, which of course I'm an idiot because the doctor would have definitely said, wow, you lost 78 pounds for this surgery. We'll do it tomorrow, But, I had we'll talk about this in a second. And then the next time I didn't, so I quit, so I didn't check into it. Then again, about 5 years later, I started the process again. I really didn't take that attempt too seriously. But this one I did. So, like I said, in May, I got my appointment. My first appointment was on June 15th with a previous surgeon, which I'm not going forward with. And I had an appointment for June 15th, like I said. So during that time, I wanted to kickstart it. So like I said, there's this product called Keto Chow that came up. So I started doing that. And I started doing starting to eat more of a low carb lifestyle, meats, cheeses, eggs, all that jazz. And between that time in May and June, I weighed on June 15th of 2022, I weighed in at 547 at the doctor's office. So, again, I don't know what I weighed officially, but I know that was a tremendous amount of weight loss because I had at least, I will say, well, I won't say I was 600 pounds. I'll say I'll say I'm 580. I don't know. But anyway, so I'll get that number out of my head because it doesn't really matter, does it? So anyway, I weighed in at 547 and I went to my first surgeon and I was really excited about it. They were going to start doing some plans and stuff, but they were very disorganized. And I did get discouraged because they weren't very organized. So in November of last year, I contacted Valley Hospital and told them my tales of woe with my previous surgeon. And they got me in right away. And we had a plan. We had a roadmap. So, I had to do a few things beforehand. I had to establish a relationship with a pulmonologist and a cardiologist, which I have. I've had my cardiologist, the same one I have now, great guy. Very, treats me as a patient instead of as a number and as a thing. Actually treats me as a human being, which goes a long way with me. And the second, then I established an appointment with a pulmonologist, and I felt like I was just a customer, and I felt like I was a disruption to his practice. And so I had my first appointment with them, and they scheduled a second appointment. He never followed up with me, and canceled my second appointment. And I called back to reschedule, never heard back from him for months. So, not to give up, I contacted the department, the doctor in charge of the chief of the pulmonologist department, who is a joy. I love this lady. And I had my first appointment with her, and her staff and herself, they're just personable, nicest people you'll ever meet in the world. Very caring, treats you like a person, and literally the antithesis of the previous pulmonologist who's in the same practice. This guy works underneath her. So I never badmouthed him or anything, but I just told him it just didn't work. It was a clash of personalities. So anyway, I went through all their tests and whatnot, and then it came time to apply for the surgery for the first time. And during that time, between I started the keto, started 547 until the time where I got to the point where I got through all the appointments, all of the things with the surgeon's roadmap, I was down to 504. So that's pretty good. And then we scheduled the surgery, or we were trying to get the surgery approved. I got denied, and that kind of knocked my wheels off. It didn't knock my wheels off completely. I was upset. I was in the right mindset anyway, so I was like, well, this sucks. It's just going to take, if I don't get approved for the surgery, it's going to take a little bit longer. And so I didn't fall back into the old habit of, I'm going to start eating McDonald's 2 times a day. I'm going to eat breakfast at McDonald's, and on the way home, I'm going to eat a meal from McDonald's, and when I get home from eating that meal from McDonald's after work, I'm going to eat a full meal with a dessert. Thank God I didn't go through that. So I didn't have a relapse. So I was deflated. So I had to, they said that there was not enough proof of me being morbidly obese. And I was like, well, I've been morbidly obese my whole fucking life. So I had to go to my previous doctor, Dr. Wolf, who I love. Dr. Wolfer, he's my favorite doctor of all time. Love the guy. Contacted his office. I had him send all of his paperwork to me. And then a couple months later, I got a phone call from Valley Hospital saying I got approved for the surgery. So I went in, but I had to do a couple of conditions. One, I had to meet with a cardiologist 3 times, or a nutritionist 3 times. Now, the nutritionist at Valley, I don't like her. We have we have a personality disagreements, and we don't agree with what we want to do, and I just don't like the lady. But anyway, we'll go from there. But anyway, so at that time we didn't have a surgery scheduled date, but she said start the pre-diet surgery. That was in let's see, May. I think that was in April. So April, she just said start doing the pre-surgery diet, and their pre-surgery diet is a protein shake, what's 90 grams of protein a day, which comes from Premier Protein shake, and that is 160 calories, 30 grams of protein, less than 1 carb, which is awesome. It doesn't taste bad. It's pretty good. They have some good flavors out there. I would suggest the peanut butter chocolate. It's good. Not great. It's good. But all right. So I started. So she wanted me to do that, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that until I get through my appointments and I get a surgery date. So This was about 2 weeks ago. I get through all the appointments and whatnot. So I go to the appointment with my surgeon. I get through the appointments with the nutritionist, and I go to the surgeon, and I get scheduled for my surgery. At that day, I weighed in at 509, and it was like I was like four. No, so I was at 491 at the lowest at the surgeon. Then that was the week before. Then I weighed in at the following week. Sorry, this story is disconjointed, but the dates and time doesn't matter. So it's just the story. So anyway, the previous week I had an appointment with the nutritionist, weighed in at 491, and then I weighed in at 507 or 509 at the doctor the next week, and he was like, "How did you gain 16 pounds in 1 week or 18 pounds in 1 week?" I said, "I don't know how that's even possible." So anyway, he reweighed me after my surgery, after my appointment, and I was actually at 504. There must have been something wrong with the scale or whatnot. So anyway, after that, we get our appointment scheduled, and I got a roadmap. My surgery date is October 10th, and so I'm highly motivated. So I'm starting to hit the ground. So I've been messing around with intermittent fasting the last year. I've been doing some extended fasts, some 60-hour fasts, 36-hour fasts, and I did a 72-hour fast as well. So I've been playing with those for the last few months. And so now I'm putting all that together, and it's working swimmingly. It's working great. So, or I hope it is at least. So, about 11 days ago, I started doing intermittent fasting, doing 18-6, and I'm allowing myself a couple days a week to not reach 18. So I'm allowing myself to do like a 14-hour fast, then a 16-hour fast. But my goal is to keep the 18-6 up. But if I have to, I'll do a 16 or a 14. I'm not going to beat myself up. So I'm writing this out in pencil. But at least 5 days of the week, it has to be 18-6. My first meal of the day has been a protein shake, which is that Premier Protein. I've been having that. And then my second meal, I usually go to McDonald's, and they have this great deal through the app. It's a double cheeseburger, and you get a second one for 29 cents. It's awesome. I get it without the bun, without ketchup. I keep the onions, I add extra pickle, and so they just put it on like one of the hotcakes platters, and it's great. It comes with 4 pieces of meat, four pieces of cheese, shitload of pickles, shitload of onions. It's great. No condiments, no nothing. So other than the pickles and onions. So I have that usually for lunch. During that time, I'm always, drinking water, and I've been having some coffee with whole milk in it, and via macchiato from my company's awesome coffee machine. And then when I get home, I have a dinner, and I've been cutting out my dessert because I don't need it. So that's been working pretty good. So, but I don't understand is that last Thursday I weighed in and started logging my weights every day. So if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you'll see my weight logs. So on the 60th day till my surgery, so the 10th of this month, I started weighing in on my scale at home. My first weigh-in was at 499, and I was, kind of shocked. I mean, I was okay with that, but now I've been dropping weight almost every single day, which is awesome. Today I weighed in at 477. That's a 22-pound weight loss in, about 10, 11 days. That's fantastic. So I'm confused how I'm losing weight so fast. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to start logging. I've been logging my my intermittent fasting times and my weight, but now I'm going to start logging my consumption of the food and water and whatnot. It's going to take a lot of commitment to do that because I do not like logging my food, and I have like a lot of food shame, and I don't want to share it. But what the fuck? I've been sharing my weight, and that's more embarrassing anyway. You know how embarrassing it was to admit I weighed 547 pounds on a video and posting it online. But it's helping me face the problem. So it's helping me face it, and so I'll get into other stuff personal wise. But I just want to drop a quick video about, what's going on. And again, it's not structured video, as you can tell. It's ad-libbed. But anyway, that's all I got to say right now. I think it's like 54 or 53 days till surgery, and I'm just going to start hitting it. I have goals during these 60 days. My goal is to have at least having at least three 60-hour fasts during that time, and then not 60-hour, having a few 36-hour fasts. And then the week of the surgery, before my surgery, I'm planning on doing a 5-day fast before my surgery. The fast, I'll tell you what the fast is going to be included in it. I'm not gonna not eat nothing or drink nothing. I have kits and supplements. That's the other thing too. I've started supplement, and one thing that's kind of funny. I added a turmeric curcumin supplement to my stack, if you will. And when I started adding that, I think I might be losing inflammation. I think that might be where my weight loss is coming from. I don't know. So I'm going to start logging everything. I'm going to start posting it every day, the food logs and the supplementation logs, and then my workout logs when I start doing that soon. And because my goal is to lose 40 pounds before the surgery. I'm already at 22. What the fuck? Why don't I just fucking start embracing all this and fucking running for it? Maybe I can get below 450 before the surgery. How awesome would that be? I don't know. So that's what I'm up to right now. I'm ready to kick ass. And if anybody has questions, feel free to reach out onto me at Instagram or whatever. I don't have advice. I don't have advice. All I can say is explore some of the videos out there. Some of the resources out there, because there's a few videos that I've been watching. It makes sense to me, and I said, "What the hell? If they can do it, I can do it, right?" And then I have a buddy, I have a buddy who's been very supportive of me. He's probably watched. I have two buddies who are actually very supportive of me, who watch my videos. I have one back home, and then back in my other home, which I appreciate these two dudes a lot. You guys are cheerleaders, and I hear you cheering. I'm not a person who really, what would they call that? I'm an introvert, I guess. I live with so much guilt and shame throughout my self-imposed guilt and shame in my life, and I use those as curtains to hide myself. And it's hard for me to express, gratitude, but I do appreciate your guys' kind words. I really do, and it does. It motivates me. It feels good to know that there's cheerleaders out there. And also, I have another buddy who's also a cheerleader, but this dude he's did a 180 in his life, and I look up to this guy. He's great. He has really good. He has good advice as well regarding supplementation and whatnot. And he's a cheerleader too. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I was expecting this to be only an 5-minute video, but it's at 18:50. So I'm signing out. I'll chat with you all later. All right. Bye.